Hello there, y'all. We are in my sewing room today. I am trying to work on a quilt that I promised my grandson at Christmas that I would make for him, and now it's getting on into way into spring, so it's time for me to get this thing done because I know I need to get on to other projects too, and I did promise him this. So his name is Hunter. I think y'all have met him in one of my other videos, but here is a quilt design, and it's called the Hunter Star, and I found a easy way to do it using my Accuquilt machine. And I don't know if you're familiar with the Accuquilt or not, but I've got one here. I wanted you to see mine. Let's see if I can tilt this down a little bit. This is my Accuquilt machine, and this is the Go Pro, Go Big electric. So what you do is you just tilt it over like this, and then you open this up here like this. And now I'm going to bring you around the other side so you can see how that looks. Hold on a second. So you can see that that's just basically, it just opens out, and then it's a nice flat area. I've got it turned on already, and then I'll just send the dies through here with the fabric, and it will cut them. So I'll show you how that works right now. Hold on one second. This little pattern is pretty cute. It's basically, it's just these. It's really only 4 pieces because these two are identical, but anyhow, so just A, B, C, and then this is A for the other side. So it's the same as this one over here. So what you do is, if you cut 4 thicknesses of each color of your fabric, then you'll have enough to make a 12-inch block. And that's what I'm going to do now. Let's go ahead and cut some of that so I can show you how that will work. So when you're putting the fabric on the Accuquilt, you're just going to line your fabric up. Make sure this is all right. So that's 4 thicknesses there, and I'm just going to make sure that it's all covering the little things, because right inside here, inside these lines, that's where the blades are, and so you don't ever want to push down on that because you might catch yourself. But anyhow, you just put that on there. And of course, you always have to have a cutting mat to go on top of it. And this is a little bit wide for going through here, so I'm going to trim this off just because this fabric there's so much of it, it's too thick to go up under here. I don't think I can do it. Let me see. I may be able to. I'm going to try it. If it messes up, we'll try another way. But yeah. Okay, there you go. It's going. Hope y'all can see that as it comes through the machine. Okay, so that went through the machine. Now let me show you what it looks like. I'm going to lift this up, this cutting mat off of here. And now just like that, I've got 4 pieces of this size cut. I've got 4 pieces of this size cut, and 4 pieces of this size cut, and 4 pieces of this size cut. So that right there is basically half of a big 12 inch block. So I'll continue to cut these blue ones. I've got to have, I think I figured out I need like 28 blocks because I'm going to make it 4 by 7 because it's just going to go across the foot of his bed or the bottom half of his bed. So I think that'll be plenty big enough. And I'm going to continue cutting these, and then I'll start cutting the white ones, and then I'll get back with you and show you exactly how I put them together. Hi there, I got all those pieces cut out, and I wanted to show you this is the way they're going to be going together. Got them laid out here on my little sewing pad. I think you can see that. But we'll be sewing these 3 pieces together right here first, then we'll sew them to this piece. Same thing with these, just the opposite colors. These 3 pieces will be sewn together, then they'll be sewn to this. Then these 2 sections will be sewn together. So I'm going to start doing that now, and I'll show you how these seams do so well. It's amazing. It's because they cut out these little notches. You see the little notch at the end? That's the way they're cut. It just makes it so that your 1/4 inch seams are just perfect when you stitch it up. Tricky part is remembering how to pin it together. That's what I've got to do right now. Just remember how to do that. Okay, I'm ready now. I wanted to show you this. I'm going to use just a scrap piece of fabric here. Those are what we call beginners and enders. And we use that just so that our little corners won't get messed up when we're starting to sew for real. So just sew a little beginning piece. Then you can take the piece that we're going to sew, which I told you it's like this. Okay, so you can see that that's the angle right there, and they've got the little notches. So we're just going to fold it over and have it so that it's perfectly lines up on those corners like that, and then that way it'll make our perfect 1/4 inch seams. Then I'm going to do another little piece of fabric here. Normally I would just keep sewing a whole bunch of these, but I wanted to show you real quickly. How that turns out so perfect right there. Just going to be nice straight pieces when we get it all sewn up. So I'm going to sew the other edge now, which is supposed to go like that. So flip it over, line it up. So now when I press that out, it's going to be that perfect little piece that we need. So I'll go ahead now and sew the one with the white. It's going to be going like this. I think this was right. So this little piece is going to go here and here. This is going to go a lot faster when I just start zooming doing them. I'm just trying to do little demos for y'all first though, so that you can see. This one will be going like this, so fold it over, line it up. Again, nice little piece. Okay, so those pieces will now be sewn to the big triangles like this. So let me iron them first and then we'll sew those. Okay, they're ironed and you can see how neat that turned out. Now I'm just going to put these two together. Again, matching those little areas. And I think this time I'm going to do a little pinning just to make sure that it doesn't move on me. I think I'll stick one in the middle too. Just want to make sure that first little point is up under my feed dog here. Okay, and now I will press this open. So you can see how nice and pretty that is. Those pretty points right here. I've got a white one already made. Let me grab it here. So here's the white one, and here's the blue one. So now we're going to put those together like this. No, yeah, that's right, like that. So I just need to match these seams and points. Stick a few pins in. You know, if you put it where the stitching is on this side and then stick it in the seam on the other side, then that should match up perfectly. Do the same thing down here. Stick it through the stitch where the stitching is here, and then into the seam on the other side. I'm hoping y'all can see this, but you might not be able to. So that looks like it's going to match up fine. These points together. Trying to make sure I got that underneath there. And here's our other little ender. And those match up pretty good there. Let me press it out for you. You can see. That looks pretty good. Almost exactly perfect, the points. So that's 1/4. Let me turn this up now. So that's 1/4 of the hunter star. Got 3 other sections. They'll all be just like this, and it's just the way you sew them together. So let me show you how that's done. Hold on one second. Okay, so you start out sewing like 2 sections together. Starts looking like this. Then you're adding that other section. Where's the... I have to lay it down so I can see what I'm doing here. So then you're adding another section here, like that. And then you add the other one right down here. And when you wind up, you get a block that looks like this. Then it just keeps going. So it's going to be a beautiful quilt. And most of it I can just do by just chain stitching, you know, like do all the little strips like I did the first ones with the blue with the white on the edge, then go back and do all the whites with the blue on the edge, then come back and sew the points on, then sew them together, boom, boom, boom. I mean, it's going to be an easy thing to sew. The hardest thing, I think, was cutting it all out, and the Accuquilt certainly makes that easy. So it's not hard to make a quilt, y'all. You can do it. So if you can sew a straight stitch, that's all you need to know how to do. If you're interested in getting an Accuquilt, you can go to Accuquilt.com and look at all the different cutters that they have. They have some that are manual, that are cheaper, and you can, just cut by turning a crank. A lot of my friends have problems with their shoulders or their elbows or arms and can't do that, and I certainly couldn't when I ordered mine. I didn't feel like I could stand up and do that long, but so I love having the electric one. It is an investment, but it certainly saves you a lot of time. So I hope this has been a good lesson for y'all. Hope you're enjoying it, and I'll show you the finished product when I get it done. It'll be a while, not today. Alrighty, bye-bye.